Welcome to Ty's Tips on COVID for the at-risk. COVIDeos Episode 1. Introduction, Hand Washing, Bleach, and a comment on quarantine. The goal of this video series is to help you stay alive and well until life-saving vaccines or cures become widely available. Over 50 tips, many novel, will be presented in the series. 2 Mayo-clinic trained surgeons will serve as reviewers for materials in the series. I have no financial relationship or interest in any of the products or methods mentioned in the series. Every week or two, I will try to produce a video from the following topics, including hand washing, surfaces, airborne concerns, shopping, cash, and even some audience requests. Now, if anyone finds fault with any part of the presentation, please do not hesitate to write me at tystipsoncovid@gmail.com. For each topic, the format will be an initial video on the practical solutions, then a second video discussing the reasoning and providing references. An amazing 95% of hand washings are done poorly or are completed improperly, possibly leaving countless germs behind. This may cause few problems in normal times, but COVID times are different. If hand washing is our first line of defense against COVID, and 95% or more of hand washings are poor, then it's pretty obvious we've got a problem. But before we get started, cures and vaccines are coming. However, it may take at least 6 to 12 months for the general public to be able to get them. So, if you are COVID at risk, it is best to be careful until cures or vaccines arrive. While the vast majority, perhaps 85% of infected people with the new coronavirus will have minimal to no disease and therefore not need to be hospitalized, many people may be in a high-risk group or know someone who is. This YouTube video series hopefully will help caretakers and the COVID at-risk population. Why do we wash our hands? The main points of viral entry are the mouth, nose, and eyes, whether it be from finger contact or aerosolized droplets. Also, beware of having too much faith in hand sanitizers, as we will discuss later with data from a major university study. Using multiple items with multiple methods of action is often helpful in dealing with various microbes. Of the 3 parts we like for a hand washing, for example, after coming home from the city, 2 of 3 parts are probably already in your home. You can choose to use number 3 if you like the logic behind it. Part number 1, simple soap is the mainstay, as it breaks down the oily coronavirus envelope. Part number 2 is dishwashing detergent. For example, palm olive sensitive may be diluted with 2 parts water and then be placed in a little spray bottle. If you cannot get these little spray bottles, don't worry. Any bottle will do. But it would be nice to have it capped to block evaporation. There are 5 reasons to like dishwashing detergent, mainly for 4 inactive ingredients and a little bit for the actual main active ingredient, which we will discuss later in the reasoning section. Part number 3 is the diluted surgical scrub chlorhexidine, brand name Hibiclens. Chlorhexidine works for a prolonged time and can be purchased over the counter at most pharmacies. We prefer to dilute chlorhexidine 1 to 3 in water. Also, beware to keep chlorhexidine away from the eyes and ears, as it may cause blindness and deafness. In rare instances, chlorhexidine can cause life-threatening allergies and also has other risks, so you should consult your doctor if you wish to try it. Skipping chlorhexidine is likely not a large concern, as there are still 6 other ingredient hurdles and a 2-part wash for the virus to jump through. So, 100 million coronaviruses can fit on a pinhead. If just a pinhead worth gets on your hands, even with a 99.9% effective soap, 100,000 viruses still remain infectious. So, it would be logical to create more hurdles for the virus to jump through. And with that being said, the person at risk in the video has just returned from the city where he felt it would be better to avoid going into the confined public bathroom where someone may have talked, coughed, sneezed, or even flushed the toilet, leaving coronavirus in the air unbeknownst. Our COVID person at risk approaches the sink, takes the bar soap, and sets the water lever to low volume, warm temperature, using his arms or the back of his hands. He shuts the sink lever off, not to waste running water. He then works part 1, the bar soap, into all portions of his hands. The most important points of contact, the fingertips, are often not washed by regular people. The fingernails are also crucial to scrape at the finger pads. Also, try to get under the protruding tips of the nails. The areas between the fingers of one hand may be used to rub the areas between the fingers of the opposite hand. The finger pads may be used to address a good portion of the rest of the fingers and palm. After rinsing, there is no need to dry. The bar soap stage may take from 20 to 50 seconds or more if desired. Next is part 2, the diluted dishwashing detergent. Spray 3 mists onto one hand only, as the detergent may be transferred to the opposite hand, therefore saving product. The washing process is repeated similarly for 20 to 50 seconds. Since the backs of the hands are usually thin skin, and if they have not been used significantly to touch potentially contaminated items, simply rub them with the palms. After rinsing comes part 3, the diluted chlorhexidine. This part may be omitted if desired, as it has some health risks to be weighed, which will be discussed later. Spray the chlorhexidine with 3 pumps only one hand, as it may be transferred to the opposite hand, saving product. The washing process may be much gentler, but please get all surfaces and try to get under the tips of the nails. Part 3 may last just 10 to 30 seconds. After thoroughly rinsing the hands, they can be shaken and gently dried, and then patted with a clean dry towel. Beware that dirty wet towels can harbor the virus for days, maybe even weeks if left damp or unwashed. If your skin is chapped or compromised from other activities, for example using car repair solvents or household cleaning fluids, your skin's protective barriers need to be considered, and adjustments will have to be made. Remember, this intensive 2 or 3 part hand wash is best used if you have left your house and you may have touched infection transferable objects. Although a triple wash can be done nicely in a minute and a half, it is possible that a plastic hourglass placed on the sink can add some synchrony, as well as some entertainment, watching the sands of time pass. The bar soap may be performed in 20 to 50 seconds. The diluted dishwashing soap part may be performed in 20 to 50 seconds. And, if desired, the chlorhexidine portion may be performed in 10 to 30 seconds, as the hand skin has already been primed or degreased by parts 1 and 2. The times may be adjusted depending on your skin's condition. Why would anyone want to carry a spray bottle of diluted bleach in their purse or car? It depends on your knowledge and level of concern. Take, for example, the public bathroom. Do you really want to touch the door handle or soap dispenser knob that an infected person may have touched? There are many other reasons to be concerned, and maybe public bathrooms will become known as COVID Central. Bleach, or sodium hypochlorite, is kryptonite to most viruses, and especially to the coronavirus. It can kill incredibly fast, in fractions of a second under good conditions, but it may take longer, depending on the surface and what might be protecting the virus, such as surrounding mucus or debris. We like keeping spray bottles of bleach on our person while shopping, in case we need to clean the part of the body we may have just aired with, in the car for afterwards, or at our kitchen sink to spray the outsides of foods that an unknown series of workers may have handled. The person at risk in these photos has just touched an undesirable object and has chosen to do a brief dilute of 0.5% bleach into the hand in question. Bleach can be irritating to the skin, so only use the spray if you are concerned about possible virus exposure and do not have a safe opportunity to wash your hands, or if you are concerned about the effectiveness of hand sanitizer. There are upsides and downsides to bleach, even 0.5%, so do not breathe it in. Also, do not use it repetitively or excessively on the skin. Only use it if you have no other good options. For anyone at risk, we discourage shaking hands or kissing, as you never know where those fingers or lips have been. Even society's upper crust violates their nostrils. And how many times do people reach for their nether regions? Do they wash thoroughly after each time? And out of the very few that do wash, only did so properly about 5% of the time. Human contact can be indirect. How many people in a day touch an office door handle or handrail? How many other potentially contaminated items do we touch in a day, without even giving it a thought? The odds of these being cleaned really well, even once a day, are low. There is no way someone cleans these after every touch. These fomites should be very strong reasons to do a great wash once you come home from the city.
Unfortunately, if you do not have levered faucet controls and you are stuck turning knob handles, you are at a big disadvantage. But you are not alone. In many first world countries, these knob faucets are still even found in hospitals and clinics. Of course, at the end of your wash, your cleaned hands would have to turn off the handle you just contaminated when turning the water on. Let us not forget the others that may have contaminated the knobs. This is simple operating room 101 knowledge. A possible solution is to leave clean plastic bags or soft polyethylene cups next to the sink. Pick the outside of them up with your clean, washed hands before drying them. Place these clean covers over the knobs prior to turning them off. Do not use a paper or fabric towel to shut off the knobs, as germs may wick through the porous fabrics back onto your clean hands. Towel shut-off is not the best option.
University studies raise serious concerns about the effectiveness of hand sanitizers. Currently, the virus is spreading incredibly rapidly. Are hand sanitizers a weak link giving people false confidence while allowing the germ to spread? Let us look at the facts provided by the famous University of Kyoto in Japan. Alcohol-based hand sanitizers need 4 minutes to work, but they evaporate in under 2. The alcohol concentration may go below the 60% critical kill level while evaporating around the container's cap in your car or purse, or during shipping to the store where you got it. Are you still willing to bet your life on hand sanitizers? To recap, we wash our hands to prevent spreading contamination. Use a 3-agent hand wash consisting of simple soap, dishwashing detergent, and chlorhexidine. I cannot stress this enough. Bleach is COVID's kryptonite. Be careful of physical contact with people, as you cannot know where their hands have been. Also, be wary of what you touch, as you do not know who may have touched those objects, and you do not know where their hands may have been before that. In times of quarantine, please stay safe, and thank you for watching.